It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, let's take it to Jacksonville, Florida, where an enraged woman pulled up on her ex-boyfriend and almost took the life of the woman he was with. But before we get into this video, I'd like to say a big thank you to our supporters. We appreciate you so much. And if you'd like to support the channel monetarily, you can find the information on the screen. And to support us for absolutely no cost to you, please hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and join the Tony 2 times family. Tap that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, this video is sponsored by yours truly, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and my YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out and support me. I'll leave the link to it in the description box below. And be sure to share this video with everyone you know. Stay tuned until the end to hear all the details. Everything in this video is alleged. Alright, let's get into it. On Saturday, February 15th, 2024, 38-year-old LaTorre Collins was going through a recent breakup with her ex-boyfriend. The couple had broken up a few days prior, and LaTorre seemed to be having a hard time letting go, which could be understandable since it was just around Valentine's Day. It can be a pretty rough time ending a relationship around that time of year. LaTorre, hurt and scorned, constantly called and texted her ex throughout that Saturday afternoon. LaTorre told her ex in one message to come and get his clothes and other belongings that he had at her home. Her ex told her to throw away the items. He didn't want them anymore. LaTorre, still mad about how things turned out, continued contacting her ex. Eventually, she found out his location and decided she was going to confront him. That day, LaTorre's ex had planned a night out with a woman he had previously been in a relationship with and was being intimate with, and some of her friends and relatives. LaTorre's ex and the woman drove her car to a liquor store where they met up with the others. The group were going to follow each other in separate cars. They were heading to a restaurant on King Street. As the ex and the woman were leaving the store, LaTorre again started continuously calling the ex. He didn't answer the calls. As the ex and the woman came to a stoplight at the intersection of Edgewood Avenue and Post Street, he noticed LaTorre in her car. She allegedly abruptly swerved in front of him, blocking the vehicle her ex was driving from going forward. The man reversed and maneuvered around LaTorre before driving off. However, he noticed that LaTorre was still following him down Post Street. At another stoplight off of McDuff Avenue, the ex and the woman pulled up close behind a black Mitsubishi, the car the woman's relatives and friends were driving in. LaTorre pulled up, hopped out her car, and approached her ex aggressively, knocking on his car window. The interaction sparked an argument between the two as the man asked LaTorre to leave him alone. The argument didn't end there. LaTorre began arguing with the woman in the passenger seat after she asked who LaTorre was. At the same time, the woman's relatives and friends in the black Mitsubishi got out of the car because they heard loud yelling. The female passenger also got out of the car. LaTorre's ex felt there was about to be a physical altercation between LaTorre and the others, so he attempted to intervene. As he placed himself in between LaTorre and the other people to de-escalate the situation, he heard a gunshot and saw his female passenger fall to the ground. The female passenger, later identified by family as 42-year-old Latasha Taylor, a wife and mother of 3, was hit once in the head by the bullet. LaTorre was identified as the alleged shooter. An unresponsive Latasha was rushed to the hospital to be treated for her injuries. Police interviewed LaTorre, the ex-boyfriend, and other witnesses at the scene, including someone who was riding with LaTorre in her car. Her version of events aligned with the ex-boyfriend's statement. LaTorre was later arrested and taken into custody by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Latasha's husband, Tony Taylor, spoke with local news about the terrible incident and described the kind of person his wife is. He said the man his wife was out with that night was a cousin and was going to hang out with family. Take a listen.
She's a great mother, great wife. She usually puts other people before herself.
Tony Taylor says he was getting ready to spend his 15-year anniversary with his wife, Latasha Taylor. But instead, he says his family of 5 is staying 24/7 at UF Health Shands Hospital, praying for a miracle.
She met me when I was going through a tough time in my life to show how much she cares about people. I was at rock bottom when I met her.
Tony Taylor says Latasha was enjoying this past Saturday night with her male cousin. The two were in a car at a red light at an intersection on Post Street in Murray Hill.
Latasha's family is hoping that she continues to pull through and recover from her injuries. In her post-Miranda interview, LaTorre said that she was knocking on her ex's window because she wanted him to give her some Mary Jane. She said she and the others on the scene began to argue, and she accused one of them of throwing a cup of alcohol at her. LaTorre said she allegedly took out a weapon with the intention of shooting it into the air to scare people away. LaTorre said she observed Latasha falling to the pavement after accidentally discharging the firearm. She said she did not believe she had struck Latasha because she didn't intend to shoot her. LaTorre was charged with attempted hit in the second degree. She's currently in Duval County Jail on a $250,000 bond. LaTorre is innocent until proven guilty. Wow, fam, this is a crazy story. Hopefully, Latasha pulls through for her family. It's a lot to unpack in this situation. Let's start with LaTorre. As much as it may have hurt to lose your man right around Valentine's Day, crashing out and almost taking a life is not the best way to resolve those emotions. We have to remember to succeed, not to fail, so we don't be another hood tale. The ex was clearly over the relationship at that point. He didn't even want to get his stuff out her house. He said, forget it, throw it away. And in regards to Latasha, I really hope she recovers and pulls through. Nonetheless, details of her affiliation to the man, LaTorre's ex, isn't adding up. According to reports, the ex told police that the female passenger in the car he was driving was a woman he had a previous relationship with, and that he was driving her car. Some reports say he said he was having an intimate relationship with the woman who almost lost her life. However, as we heard from the news report, the husband said his wife was out with a cousin, and they were riding together in her car to a gathering. So was Latasha out riding with her cousin and his crazy ex angrily pulled up on them and almost took her life? Or was this mother and wife out with her side piece, kicking it with family and friends when she almost lost her life at the hands of an ex-girlfriend? Fam, I'm going to leave the rest up to you. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? Let me know in the comments below. Again, I truly hope Latasha pulls through. I wish her and her family the very best. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.